Bienvenido a mi casa, mis amigos. Okay, so please no taking photographs. This will be videotaped. Notice the sets were made by the actors. What else do I usually say? Silence your cell phones. That's what I do myself.
And don't take pictures, I don't think.
Said that. Espero que tenga un buen viaje a México. And Viva Cristo Rey.
Imagine a time when religious practice was forbidden, churches, temples closed, religious schools outlawed. No more baptisms, confirmations, last rites, wedding ceremonies, or bar mitzvahs. Impossible. Couldn't happen. Not that I have anything to brag about. After all, I'm English. We are not unfamiliar with religious repression. Just ask the Irish. But this hemisphere, I don't think so. Couldn't happen. If it did, it must have been a long time ago. Yes, a long time ago. And far away. Certainly not the 20th century. Certainly not North America, right?
The Constitution. The Mexican Constitution of 1917. Dormant for 10 years, but no longer. Today, I, Plutarco Calles, implement this great document. Article 130. The law recognizes no juridical personality in religious institutions known as churches. All church property now belongs to the state.
My dear people, a letter from the bishops of Mexico. Before God and civilized society, we protest this decree.
From this day forwards, all seminaries are shut down. Foreign missionaries shall be deported. Any priest who wishes to practice his profession shall be licensed by the state.
License a priest. To that we can never agree. We, the priests of Mexico, have but one recourse: to close down our churches.
Article 3. Education is free and shall be the sole function of the state. The church is forbidden to conduct private schools or religious schools. No religious minister shall establish or direct schools of primary education.
My beloved children, the church in Mexico today is delivered up, persecuted, imprisoned, and reduced to a state resembling death. But fear not. The Mexican church will rise again more vigorous than ever before. Hold fast to that hope.
You wanted to see me, sir?
A warrant for the arrest of Mora.
Archbishop Mora?
Is that a problem?
No problem, Excellency, but Mora is a popular man.
And therefore a threat.
What about the students? We have never won over the students. If we arrest Mora...
The students run riot. I have a police chief who knows what to do. Don't I, General?
Yes, sir. I'll pick him up tomorrow.
Tonight. No fanfare. No police escort. Pick him up and put him on the train to Laredo. Quietly.
Yes, sir. By the way, there's a reporter outside.
Get rid of him.
She's English. She said she met you in Sonora.
Yes, Taylor. A jackal if I ever met one. Get her out of here. You know how I feel about reporters.
Should I schedule an appointment?
Yes, after I retire.
Sorry for the intrusion, Mr. President.
You can't come in here, miss.
That's all right, General. Reporters are always welcome in my office.
Thank you, sir.
If you want an interview, come back tomorrow. I have a billiard game at 5 o'clock.
Just one question, sir, then I'll go.
All right, one question.
I'm a foreign journalist, as you know. I don't pretend to understand all the issues in this, shall we say, church-state conflict.
You will.
I'm sure I will, given time. What do you hope to accomplish? What do you want?
What do I want? I want labor reform. I want agrarian reform. I want the people of Mexico to enter the 20th century. That's what I want.
You wish to copy the Soviet Union?
Mexico is not Russia. We have a middle class. I do admire Soviet theory and humanity.
This business with the church.
An outmoded institution. Can anyone believe that in this time of social change, you still have people who fly the banner of religion? Can anyone believe that?
If you seize church property, do you not invite rebellion?
A necessary measure.
All church property, everything.
They oppose the Constitution. They incite the people to oppose the Constitution. The priests and the agitators who work with them.
You can't criticize the government.
Detective, over here. Take Miss Taylor back to her hotel.
Thank you, sir.
You'll have to wait. We don't have any cars available.
Take your time, no hurry. Detective, police detective,
Uh-huh.
Mexico City.
Uh-huh.
Mind if I ask a few questions? I'm a reporter for a London newspaper.
I know.
Yes, I imagine you do.
Why me?
You're a policeman. You know the people, what they say and what they think. My readers might like to know that.
You tread on dangerous ground.
It's a dangerous time.
Why take chances?
My job, detective.
But not mine.
Look, Mexico's making history. They have abolished religion, something no Western state has ever done. Now that is news, detective, big news.
Mr. Kayes is trying to lift up the masses, to bring progress to Mexico, to rid the country of fanatics and superstition.
You agree with that?
Don't you?
As a confirmed atheist, yes. There's a price to pay.
For those who rebel.
Are you Catholic?
I'm Mexican,
You arrest priests.
so I have to.
Last week, 4 people were executed. One was a priest.
They broke the law.
How does that make you feel?
Temporary measures, until the goals of the revolution are achieved, and they will.
I wonder
About what?
about your country, your people, the mystery that is Mexico.
You don't think we can do it?
There's a village in Sonora, a dirty, dusty village. An old run-down church, a cantina, and not much more. When I first arrived, I stopped in that village and went into the church. Funny place for a gringo, eh?
Funny place for an atheist.
Well, I did. Sat in the back seat. After a while, a side door opened and an old man came in. Bare feet, cotton pants, and a wide-brimmed hat. He laid the hat down and knelt on the floor, a hard stone floor, his arms outstretched. He stayed that way a long time, motionless. Something made me want to see that man. I went to the front and turned back. As I passed him, I looked into his face. I will never forget his eyes. They were deep brown, almost black. They were aflame, on fire, like a trance. There was a devotion there, an ecstasy I had never seen before. When I left the church, he was still there, motionless, silent, staring straight ahead.
The question is, how do we get this old man off his knees and show him a better life?
No. The question is, has he seen a better life?
So, how's your son? Good. And it's what else do you? Oh, love it.
Welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. My name is Arturo. As you know, Mexico has come on hard times. President Calles is attacking our freedom of religion.
We represent the National League for the Defense of Religious Liberty. Maybe you've heard of us referred to as the League.
I have heard you called by another name, Cristeros.
Surely you don't support Calles.
No, none of us support Calles. He's a barbarian and a fool.
I've heard of uprisings all around the country.
Right now, over 20,000 men are working to overturn the Calles law.
What is the Calles law, senor? That is a good question. The answer is that of the Calles law is the anti-religious rules enforced by President Calles.
Are these laws just for Catholics or any religion?
These laws apply to any religion in Mexico.
What would you like us to do?
I've come here today to ask you to do all you can to stand up for religious freedom. We must fight for the freedom to practice our faith.
Fight? Are you saying the League will be taking up arms?
What we are saying
What we are saying is that you need to do all you can to help. Give money, provide food, shelter worship services.
possibly hide priests in your own homes, which will be a great risk to your own safety.
What about getting people to sign a petition?
I will help with that. Me too.
I agree. A petition with the signatures presented to the president, surely could help him see the people will not stand for his law.
Do whatever you can. We must not stand for this.
Eduardo, will you get the door?
Yes, Anna.
No, wait. I'll get it.
Good morning.
Good morning, Father Mayor, Father Jimenez. Please come in. Eddie, will you go get Umberto?
Yes, sister.
My brother Umberto is here. May I get you something to drink?
That won't be necessary, Senora Pro.
We do not plan to stay long.
Umberto, we have company.
Welcome, Padres. Welcome to the Pro House.
We've come by to see Miguel. He was to be on the 9:30 train, correct?
Well,
He actually missed that train, but he'll be here by noon.
Are you sure I cannot get you something to eat or drink?
We are actually in a hurry. We think someone may be watching us here. Were you followed? You think they are still out there?
I saw a green Ford on the bridge. A Model T. He slowed down, took our picture, but then drove off.
Young man, please keep an eye on the street for us. I will.
Take a seat, please.
Thank you, Umberto. We only have a minute, so we'll get directly to the point.
You must warn your brother not to go to the mission.
Are they watching the house?
Day and night.
It's only Tia Carmen with the basket.
Do come in, Tia.
I brought Miguel's favorite food. Where is he? I cannot wait to see him.
He is not here yet. He missed his train.
Missed his train. Oh, I so like him. It will be such a joy to have him back.
And he's a priest now, Tia.
Dedicated to giving his life to God. There was a time when I was worried about him with all his jokes, pranks, and such.
I can't wait for him to be back home. I have the chessboard set up for him.
Let's get this basket to the kitchen. Padres, this is Miguel's aunt. Aunt, these are Miguel's Jesuit superiors.
So pleased to meet you.
Anna, can we eat food now?
Let's wait for Miguel. It shouldn't be much longer. Thank you for bringing all of this. I will help you. Miguel is going to love your homemade food.
Right. As we were saying, it is a dangerous time for your brother, and all Christians in Mexico for that matter. President Calles is doing all he can to remove anything and everything religious from the people of Mexico.
Well, Miguel told me the minute he got here, he would go straight to work ministering to his own people.
No, he won't be going to work right away.
We had hopes in a new president, but Calles is worse, a ruthless leader.
Much worse. Likely Miguel has heard nothing of this while in Belgium.
News does not seem to reach anyone outside of Mexico.
We just do not feel that your brother is prepared for the state of things now. We are going to be sending him away.
Where? He will have just gotten here.
Los Gatos, California.
He's already been to Los Gatos.
He's going back.
I don't understand. My brother became a priest to serve the people, the Mexican people.
Padre Miguel speaks English. That is precisely what we need. Someone to tell the American people what is going on.
Umberto, is Miguel going away again?
Someone who speaks English. Is that the only reason? Please, I need to know.
Well, all right. There's also a question of maturity.
Miguel is 34 years of age.
We need a priest who's serious about his work.
Well, you've got the right man.
A letter from Belgium. Miguel likes to sing, dance, play the guitar, and engage in various pranks and practical jokes.
Pranks and practical jokes.
Miguel has a certain flair, a certain style.
But I don't want flair, or pranks, or practical jokes. I don't want a singing troubadour. I have to assign priests where they will do the greatest good. And right now, that means California.
Well, Miguel belongs here. I know it. He knows it. Please talk to him before you decide.
Umberto, is Miguel going away again?
It looks like he might.
But he just came back. Perhaps we should return and talk to Miguel this afternoon.
Yes, I need to discuss this with him as soon as possible. We will come by later. Please remind him to be very quiet and very careful.
Yes. Let us not draw any attentions to ourselves with guitars, music, and things like that. How do things look out there, son?
The coast is clear.
No one in sight.
Remember, keep a low profile, quiet, and no fanfare. Good day.
No fanfare.
You heard?
Every word.
Those are Miguel's Jesuit superiors. Don't forget that.
It must be a terrible place.
Where?
Los Gatos.
Why terrible?
I heard everyone is poor there.
No one is poor in California.
Well, no one is rich in Mexico, except for President Calles and his cronies.
Want to know the latest thing I have heard? They took over the Guadalupe convent, kicked everyone out into the streets. Nuns, kids, teachers, everyone. Kicked them all out and gave the convent to some general.
Rios. General Rios.
Who's Rios? Humberto, is he bad?
Well, he's not good.
What's that music? It's getting louder. It's Miguel! Humberto's Miguel!
Thank you, Carlos. Come back later with more of your troop and we can have food and dancing. Well, I am home.
Viva Padre Miguel Pro Juarez.
Viva! You sure know how to liven things up, Miguel. You haven't changed a bit.
Miguel, you gonna stay with us? Look, I had the chessboard set up, just like we used to.
Eddie, look at you. You've grown so much. I'll play later, I promise. I'm going to stay here for a while. I'm a priest from Mexico now.
There's plenty of food in the kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Or as they say in Belgium, merci beaucoup.
Miguel, I have something from Mama.
I still miss her terribly.
Not as much as Papa does. He couldn't be here, Miguel. He's got to keep working in the mines. But he wanted us to tell you he will be here as soon as he can get away.
How is Papa?
The same as everyone else in Mexico. Depressed. And afraid of what they might do to his son, the priest.
What? I'll be fine. Eddie, let's hop on a train tomorrow and go see Papa. We'll surprise him.
Will you take me, Miguel?
Of course I will.
Whoa, whoa. We have to get things settled here first before you run off on some risky excursion.
Maybe Big Brother will let us borrow the car.
I'll see what I can do.
Miguel, listen to me. I have something from Mama. She said the day Miguel returns to Mexico as a priest, give him this gift.
Well, okay. I'll take it. Till I leave this world. Then it goes to my bossy sister.
Bossy? Who's bossy? All right. Lunch will be served in 10 minutes. I want everyone there. No excuses.
Finally, time to eat.
I'm so glad she's not bossy.
Miguel, we must talk.
Of course, young brother. What must we talk about?
Your Jesuit superiors. They came by today to warn you to stay away from the mission. And they want to, well, they're going to...
Pack me off to the United States.
How did you know?
I'm a Jesuit, Humberto. Jesuits know everything.
If they send you, then what?
I'll go. I'll go where I'm told to go.
Miguel, they are serious.
So am I.
Here, put this on. No one is to see you dressed as a priest.
Yes, you are now a student.
A student where?
Anywhere.
Except the seminary.
Students. I don't quite fit the role, do I?
Tell them you're a slow learner.
Humberto, I need your help. I want to make a tour of the city.
And do what?
Meet the people.
Miguel,
What?
things have changed.
I know.
No, you don't. I've read your letters. You know all about Europe, but not about Mexico.
Churches are closed. Okay, we all know that. No mass, no devotions, no benediction.
The Mass is outlawed.
We go to the people. House to house, street to street.
The Mass is outlawed.
In the home,
Mass, rosary, family prayer.
we can't outlaw family prayer. Why didn't Papa say something? He sent me a letter every week.
It's too risky. They intercept the mail.
What about the newspapers? In Belgium, I didn't hear a thing.
Listen to me. No one knows what's going on in Mexico. No one in Europe or in the United States.
No one knows, no one cares. We stand alone.
Is everything all right?
Just another police raid down the street. We've set up a warning system. So far we've been lucky, very lucky.
You really shouldn't go to the people.
You can't.
What?
Not now.
When?
When it's safe.
I didn't come all the way from Belgium to play it safe. There's work to be done.
All right. First we go through the league.
Catholic League?
I can get a list of safe houses. Unless a house is on that list, don't go near it. Caius has 3,000 agents in Mexico City. They are clever and brutal. Last week they shot a priest for saying mass. Then they shot 2 civilians for good measure.
What's going on over there?
Welcome to Mexico, Padre.
Come on, time for lunch.
Wait, hear that? Mariachi. Not Sister Pearl type sing. Roberto, invite the neighbors to the dance.
You have to understand one thing. Christ is on his way out in Mexico.
They intend to crush religion.
We still have the people.
But not the children.
What about the other states?
In other states, things are just as bad.
Here's a photo of a bonfire.
Bonfire?
A weekly bonfire arranged by the government.
Looks like they're burning pictures and books.
Books, pictures, art, priceless religious artifacts.
Send me there. I can do good for the people there.
You'd be dead in a week.
I know you don't regard me highly, but I do belong up there. If you believe Christ is being driven out, which he is, don't you want every priest you can find to go out and do battle?
Yes, if I agree to keep you here.
Thank you, Father.
If I agree.
Right. If you agree.
On probation.
On probation.
What would you do?
Organize. Set up communion stations. Mass, rosaries, benediction. For the children, I would teach them about Christ. Classes every day. Brought a primer from Belgium.
Alright. When you make contact, use a go-between.
Do not come to the house.
Do not contact any other priest. Your life depends on it, and so does mine.
Sir, here are the papers you wanted.
What is this? I didn't request this. Who is this?
Someone wanted information on this man. We got it, sir.
I didn't. He came in through Videra Cruz.
A Jesuit priest?
Yes.
Do we have a name?
Augustine. Miguel Augustine.
He came from Belgium.
The mission house is under surveillance. I need more men.
How about an agent from Tabasco?
A red shirt?
Any objections?
I don't like their methods.
What do you mean?
The red shirts can resort to some brutal and questionable means.
Get used to it. Things are going to get ugly. I've already brought him in.
With all due respect, John.
With all due respect, nothing. This man is here on recommendation of a very high government official. In other words, he knows how to catch a priest. Don't worry. You will still run the show. For now. Officer, show the man in.
Yes, sir.
In recent weeks, I signed a law to reform the penal code, and this shall be known as Kaya's Law. To avoid any confusion, I shall now cite the provisions of that code that apply to religion. 1. Article 130 provides for the complete separation of church and state. 2. Priests or Christian ministers cannot hold any public office or campaign for a political candidate or write any pamphlet in support of a political candidate. Any priest or minister who wears clerical garb in public is subject to a fine of 500 pesos.
Take courage. Do not give way to despair. Our blessed Lord will never abandon you. The church is gone, but not the people. The altar is gone, but not the Mass. The confessional is gone, but not the confessor.
Let me repeat the provisions of Article 3. No religious minister may teach in any school or university. No religious body can receive any legacy to support their work. All religious hospitals and orphanages will be closed. They are now the property of the state. No prayer meeting will be held outside of church. No religious service for a dead person will be held in the home. No burial service will be held at a cemetery or a grave for a dead person. Any priest or minister who criticizes any of these laws is subject to arrest and imprisonment for a term of 5 years.
If you find yourself alone, as you will, there was another way, a powerful way, a way that never fails. Prayer. God's presence is felt most when discouragement crushes us to the core. And in those dark moments when we ask God to take all this away, He whispers to us, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness."
Will you sign this petition? Will you sign this petition?
Senor, could you sign this petition?
What is this for?
an end to the Caius law.
Excuse me, what did you say?
These petitions are for the repeal of the Caius law. Please sign it, Senor.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a good Christian man. But you're wasting your time.
The president cannot ignore these signatures.
Well, I'm sorry to say that he can and that he will. On the other hand, an economic boycott would be quite another matter, wouldn't it?
Congress has rejected the petition.
They have rejected the petition?
We can still continue to work on an economic boycott.
Yes, that's a peaceful solution.
And yet the armed conflict has already begun. I say we support the rebellion.
I agree. We need to join ranks with those who have taken up arms. Even the women can help with the armed resistance. They can provide food, medicine, and ammunition.
We can support them with communication and money, but we will not fight.
Schedule for the rest of the week. We meet back here on Wednesdays from 10 to midnight.
Yo.
Thursdays we'll meet at the home of Maria Valdez from 7 to 10.
Police are coming. Everyone out the back. Go.
There is public worship going on here.
Cigarettes?
I said there is public worship going on here.
No, but it wouldn't be a bad idea.
The priest has entered this house. We've seen him.
Where?
Search the house.
Just a minute. This is not legal.
We have orders.
Who gave those orders? Give me his name.
I don't have to give you anything. What's in that room?
Bedroom.
Sorry, cousin. We moved the beds.
Now you tell me.
We moved the beds because we want to make a parlor. And you can't have beds in a parlor, right? People might take a siesta. Because there's lots of lazy people out. Not you, of course, senor.
Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Police will be stationed outside this house, round the clock, 7 days a week. You understand?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We need the protection. Lots of crooks and bandits on the street. Not you, of course, senor.
Life's just a joke, eh? A great big joke?
In this country, yes.
Things are about to change. Know how? We the people will build a new Mexico. A modern Mexico. You better get out of the way.
Bring on the firing squad!
Look, smart Alex. I can have you arrested right now. I might just do that.
Senor! Senor, please. We all want to see New Mexico. Modern Mexico. When you build this New Mexico, think about how you were doing it.
You better shut him up, or I will.
Friendly chap, eh?
We need to pray for that man.
Miguel, come on.
Pray for him.
All right. How did they know?
Ask your friends at the League.
If they know about this station, they know about the others. That means there's a spy on the inside.
You can move outdoors.
Where?
Independence Monument.
You can't go there. They've got agents all over the place.
A perfect spot for confession.
What's this? You're not going there now, are you?
Why not?
I need to contact the League.
How long will that take?
3 days?
I don't have 3 days.
Miguel, you've got to give me time.
What is my business? What?
To stay alive.
To save souls. My business, your business, the business of the church. There are thousands of people out there, cut off from the sacraments, willing to risk arrest, imprisonment, and death so that they can get to Mass and Communion and have their children baptized. You want me to wait 3 days for the League to decide if this house is safe or that house is safe? Is that what you want?
No.
All right, let's get to work.
Churros for Sam. Senor, churros. Senorita, come here.
What do you want?
For you.
How much?
2 centavos.
Why so cheap?
Because Senor Zorro has a big sale. Everything half price, like cognac.
Brandy. They'll catch you selling brandy. You'll go to jail.
Then I sell in jail. Only 10 centavos.
Well, I don't drink.
Maybe your boyfriend, eh?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Your papa, brother, grandma. Tell them Senor Zora has a big sale. Everything half price. Tequila, brandy, rum. Oh, the biggest discount of all. Vino. California vino. Only 10 centavos. You tell them, senorita, eh? Direct from California.
Okay, direct from California. I tell them. Adios.
Adios, senorita. Churros, churros for sale. Only 2 centavos from Senor Zora.
Who this? Because you
How long since your last confession?
1 hour.
Senor, please.
Don't look now. There's a man across the street.
Red shirt?
Yes.
Thank you. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm a priest. I think I'm being followed.
Give me your arm.
What?
Your arm. Give me your arm.
I'm not very good at this.
I want a ring on this finger.
Can't afford a ring.
No ring, no wedding.
Is that a promise?
This is your last chance.
What about love? Whatever happened to love?
It's a lot better with a ring.
Miguel, come on, I've got the card.
Thank you, Roberto.
Who's this?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
What's your name, senorita?
Isabella.
Isabella? My dear brother Umberto, who is always in a hurry.
Come on, come on.
Thank you, ma'am. You saved my life.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I understand you wish to see me.
You disappoint me, Miss Taylor. I thought you were on my team.
What team might that be?
A dispatch, sent to a London paper, under your byline.
Yes, sir. I wrote it.
Murder of a prominent lawyer.
Mr. Flores. Yes.
An execution, not a murder.
There was no trial.
The man was a rebel.
Not according to my source.
And who was that source? Mr. Carlton Beals? I happen to know Mr. Beals. I thought he was a promising journalist.
Indeed. He supports your government.
Does he?
As do I.
How can you write this stuff? How can Beals, a so-called friend of the revolution, talk about reprisals and confiscation of property?
Because it happens.
These balloons, what happened there? Did you write about that?
As soon as I get the story, I will.
The story? I'll tell you the story. They released 700 balloons over Mexico City. Balloons with leaflets.
They?
The Catholic League. They attacked our land policy. They attacked our education policy. And now, get this. Now they set up radio stations. Underground radio stations. Write about that, Miss Taylor.
Sir, just one question.
Read what they say about me. Read.
El Turco is a gringo and a Freemason.
El Turco. See how they respect their president? El Turco.
El Turco is a gringo and a Freemason. He owes his allegiance to the Masonic Order, not to Mexico.
Gringo. I was born here. My mother was born here. My grandmother was born here.
What about the other part, the Freemason charge?
You said you had a question.
Yes, about Jalisco.
Jalisco.
50,000 farmers were evicted from their land. 50,000.
Who owned that land?
Who owns it now? Not the workers.
This is Mexico.
But not socialism.
You cannot change the people overnight.
Sir, I believe you are trying to do good for your country.
Make a note of that, Miss Taylor.
But this warfare with the Catholic Church.
Reactionary church. It's the whole movement of the times.
Nevertheless, the religion of the people.
For now, the future is ours. You are a witness to a great experiment. To create a new national soul. We have just begun. Change the child, you change the man. Change the man, change the nation. Then religion will die in a single generation, never to be seen again.
It's a grand scheme, Mr. President. If it succeeds.
What do you think is going to stop us?
Take care, everyone. We're going to be back here on Thursday evening. Stagger your arrivals.
Thank you, Padre, for coming here for us.
What else do I do on a Saturday night?
I know you've risked so much coming here tonight.
We all have. May God preserve us and heal these broken times for Mexico.
Padre, do you really want to heal these broken times?
What do you mean?
If you really cared about Mexico, Padre, you might take a different approach.
Oh? What might that be?
Look here, Padre. All the stuff you do here is fine. The prayers and all. The women think it's helping us.
You don't?
There might be a better way, that's all.
The government takes everything away from us. Our corn, our pastures, our animals. And if this were not enough, it also wants us to live like beasts, without religion or God. But they will not see this last thing happen, for we will cry out loud wherever we can, "Long live Christ the King!"
Indeed. Long live Christ the King.
That is now our battle cry.
Battle cry.
We are fighting, Padre, and we need you to help us.
You're not talking about taking up arms, are you?
Maybe we are. Be our chaplain, Padre. The Cristeros need priests.
The church does not need weapons for its defense. The Lord takes care of it. I will not be a Cristero.
It's a good cause. The laws are unjust. Other priests have taken up arms against this injustice, Padre, and you should too.
Our Lord is the Prince of Peace, and I'm a minister to our Lord.
You know they're going to find and arrest you. They're going to kill you. Then, what good are you to us?
I'm prepared to die for the love of Christ.
Listen, Padre. Caius himself has given us two options. He has told the people the laws or the guns. And you know what that means. We can either follow him to hell or we can throw punches. So guess what we are going to do?
What?
Your king is trapped by my rooking queen.
Can we play again?
Not now, I've got work to do. How do I look? Hey, Umberto, how do I look?
I'm busy.
Ordo, I need to borrow your bicycle.
What for?
A big secret, my brother.
What's that, Umberto?
A radio.
It looked too expensive. How much was it?
Nothing. See this back panel? It comes off. What's in there, Eddie?
Nothing.
Exactly.
What good is a radio without... Wait a minute. Communion?
Right.
Brother, you are a genius. An absolute genius. How can we possibly be related?
You still want my bicycle, Miguel?
What do you want a bike for, Miguel?
A very secret mission.
I know these streets better than you do.
You are not a priest.
All right, out the back.
Thank you.
Wait, you are not going where I think you were going, are you?
Where's that?
Goodbye, brothers. Please do not follow.
Where is he going?
Follow him.
I thought he said do not follow.
To me?
And I'm okay.
Keep your distance.
I can go, you can't. That's it.
Very complicated. Do not have time to explain. Let me know where, who, when, and how.
Name?
Pro.
First name?
Miguel.
What kind of a name is Pro?
Indian.
You don't look Indian.
Sorry.
Prisoner's name?
First name is Jose, that's all I know.
Jose. I got 50 Jose's in this jail.
He's got a black mustache.
Everybody has a black mustache.
I don't recall his name, sorry. His mama says he has a stutter, a bad stutter. Maybe if I talk to every Jose, I can find the right man. Please, his mama's very sick. If she dies, he will never know.
Second floor. You've got 1 hour.
Thank you very much, General.
The file on Miguel Augustus. Apparently, he's been seen all around town dressed in various disguises.
I want more than the file. I want the man.
We got a photograph.
How long until I can see it?
About an hour or so.
Good. I had high hopes when I brought you in here.
You know, where I come from, there are no more priests left.
Yes. I've heard about your homeland of Tabasco.
Ever heard of Bishop Diaz?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, in our state, the Governor Cannibal made a law that no priest was allowed in the state unless you were married. The bishop refused both to marry and to leave the state, and went into hiding. That's when the governor called in the red shirts and we took care of him.
Oh?
We hunted him down, the coward, and stuck him on a train. Yes, you're going to get your man. Don't you worry, General.
Well, it better be soon. I'm getting reports on this priest from all over. I want him picked up soon. We shall arrange a little surprise for Miguel Augustin. A change of address. A permanent change of address.
We are exiles. Exiles from our true home in heaven. While we wait, Our Lady of Guadalupe stands ready to intercede. Ask and you shall receive. Let us present our needs on this day to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
They all rushed upstairs to the second floor of the jailhouse.
The police chief?
How do they know what he looked like?
I don't know. Maybe they had a photograph or a spy.
Then what happened?
The chief went up one stairs and Miguel came down the other.
He escaped?
Indeed he did.
And where were you?
Right across the alley. Next thing I know, Miguel comes running out, hops on his bike, and takes off down the street, his coat flapping in the wind.
On a more serious note, the armed rebellion has gotten out of hand in many places.
I support the cause, don't you, Senora?
I support the good priests and bishops who sacrifice their safety and comfort for religious freedom, yes. Do you support the Cristeros who use guns and bombs to fight? I don't really know. Priests should not fight.
And Miguel won't, Senora. I know my brother. He will not get involved in the fighting.
I did hear some priests fight along with the Cristeros. I also heard those so-called Cristeros burned hundreds of innocent people alive.
Yes, I heard that too. It said in the newspaper that the Mexican government has proof that the Roman Catholic Episcopate ordered this atrocity. That's obviously not true. The mistake of one priest should not tarnish the reputation of the entire church.
Well, the entire world has heard about the priest who burned people alive.
He gave Caius exactly what he needed, a way to demonize us, so now the public support for our cause has been severely compromised.
I've come here tonight with one thing in mind. Suspend your ministry.
Suspend?
Until further notice.
If you would be specific.
You're the most wanted man in Mexico.
They know you're a Jesuit. They know you came from Europe. Now they know your name.
My visit to the jail, huh? You think I'm rash?
Daring is the word.
I heard the confessions of 40 men, one of them condemned to death. Is
You
that
could've-
wrong?
You could have been arrested.
Oh, of course I could have been arrested. So can you, and so can you. So can every priest in Mexico. Our job
Our
is...
job is to dispense the sacraments.
And not get caught in the process.
One day, we will get caught.
Well, that might be true. Let us put it off as long as possible. You must understand my position. I run a clandestine church. A dead priest does not serve the church. A dead priest does not serve the people.
All right then. What do you mean to do?
Take a holiday.
How long?
Until things cool down.
I have a communion service this weekend. May I go?
Where is this communion service?
The city jail with the police chief looking on.
No, not there. I haven't decided yet. But I will let you know.
The situation is getting worse day by day.
They're taking hostages in Sinaloa.
Priests?
Farmers. If the priests do not surrender, they execute the farmer and seize his property.
In some states, such as Tabasco, we have no priests. Not one. They have all been driven out.
The reactionaries say, and the priests say, that the child belongs to the home, and the youth to the family. That is a selfish doctrine, for the child and the youth belong to the community. It is the revolution that has the obligation of doing away with prejudice and developing a new national soul. For this reason, I call upon all governors throughout the Republic to proceed at once to the field of battle which we must make, because the child and the youth belong to the revolution. Viva la revolution!
Viva!
Is anyone home? Arturo? Carlos, is anyone here? Hello? Hey, Joe, where's everyone? Shh. What's going on?
You've got to leave.
Leave, I just arrived.
No one is coming.
I have communion for over 90 people.
In a few moments, a car will pull up right in the back. Just get in and go.
Do you mind telling me what is happening here?
They arrested Arturo. He told them everything.
Torture?
I don't know. Rumors are going around. They intend to arrest everyone.
I'll go see Arturo.
The league will take care of Arturo. I'll see to it myself. You need to take care of yourself. That's the signal. Hurry, let's go.
Check in there.
General, can I have a word?
About what?
The 16-year-old who was executed. The 16-year-old boy.
I don't talk to the press.
I won't use her name.
I don't talk to the press.
They say he was mutilated before he was hanged.
Who said?
I have my sources.
If I were you, I'd stay put. I would not pry into police matters. The last reporter who did so was lucky. He got deported. You got that? The man was lucky he got deported.
I got it, General. I got it. Thank you.
No one showed up?
No, all we got for our trouble was this skull.
Which means he was here, the priest.
And left in a hurry.
Always one step ahead. Like they know every move we make.
They got someone on the inside.
You have a name?
I have a suspect.
Not enough, you must be sure.
I can make sure.
No. This priest will surface again. I know him. He has to. He can't stay put. Too many souls at stake.
When he does, I'll be ready.
I, for one, agree with your superior, Miguel. You should take a vacation. It's too dangerous for you these days.
Are they sending you on a trip, Miguel?
I already had vacation in Europe.
What time did you leave this morning?
Let's see, 6 o'clock?
It is now 10 o'clock at night, Padre. How many hours is that?
I get plenty of exercise. Walking, running, jogging, pedaling a bicycle. Occasionally, I do the high jump. I think I hold the record. A 6-foot barbed wire fence.
Miguel, we are just worried about you. Your mother would have been proud of you, Miguel, but just be safe.
Miguel, heard the news?
The government resigned?
Someone tossed a bomb at Obregon.
What?
Who's Obregon?
The former president of Mexico before Calles.
Is he dead?
Obregon survived and they caught the 2 bombers.
The bomb was thrown from a car.
Happened this morning in broad daylight. Here, Tia Carmen. Read this.
A package full of dynamite was hurled at Don Obregon's car this morning. The general escaped with minor injury. The police arrested 2 men they seem believed to be assassins.
How can there be assassins if no one died?
The new government approved language.
Roberto, go turn on the radio. Maybe there's more.
There is more. A lot more.
Though the general had blood on his hands and face, he was not seriously wounded.
The car, Miguel, the car.
The bomb was thrown from an Essex, which immediately sped away. The Essex later crashed into a Ford on Liverpool Street.
Did you get that about the Essex?
What is it? What's going on?
Umberto.
That car may be registered in my name.
You're not serious.
What now?
May. I said may be registered.
You don't know?
No, I don't. I'm hoping Gonzalez changed the registration.
Why should he? If he's going to be throwing bombs around, he might as well do it in your name.
Brothers, you have to leave the country, both of you.
I'm not going.
You will do as you are told.
I'm not a child.
You will obey your brother, the priest.
No one is to leave the country. Get on a bus or a train, and you'll end up in jail.
All right. We need a place to stay for a few days. Berto, take this note to Senor Valdez. Make sure no one is watching the house. Ana Maria, call Papa. He is not to leave Monterey. Do not leave Monterey.
Obregon could be dead, and should be dead. Dead, dead, dead. You understand? Dead.
The men assigned to the gentleman.
May I remind you that Obregon was the president of this country, and he will be the president again.
We've got to rot it.
An errand boy, that's what you've got. Can you explain to me how an entire family can disappear in one night?
I don't know, General.
You better find out, and fast. If the old man finds out we have a priest here, right here, in our very grasp, you have my head on a platter.
You fooled everyone, including you, sir.
Thank you. I never knew that. Now what about Garcia?
No such person as Garcia.
Then the priest drove the car.
The priest does not drive. If anyone drove, it was the brother Umberto.
Find these people. Find them fast.
General, there's something I need to bring up.
What?
Well, Friday morning, 40 people were killed in the cemetery.
So I heard.
Elderly people, men, women, gunned down without reason.
I didn't kill them.
The government did.
What are you saying?
The people out there, they tell us things. Sometimes for money, sometimes not. When a massacre like this occurs.
Now that's a word I don't like, Detective.
What would you call it?
That action was taken by the army, not the police.
An unprovoked attack.
If you're talking tactics, you have a point.
I'm talking about the people. How to keep them on our side.
Are you? Or is there something deeper? A streak of sympathy? We are policemen. We enforce the law. We may not agree with that law. If you want my opinion, I do not agree with everything I'm asked to do. But I'm a public servant who took an oath of honor to the Constitution. So did you. That Constitution was drawn up by good men. Men with ideals. Idealists. That's right, idealists. When we arrest somebody, or send them to jail,
Or kill them,
or execute them, We are doing what the law requires, what the Constitution requires, what the state requires, not what we personally believe. If you want my opinion, to do this task, you have to put your conscience away. You have to put God away.
Is that what you've done, General?
I'll keep my opinion to myself. One more thing. We never had this conversation, understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Eddie, I think we have to prepare ourselves that something could happen to our brothers.
I just don't see how Miguel beat me. How did I fall for his trap?
If they are caught, there's no telling what the government will do to them.
Oh, don't worry, Anna. They'll be back soon.
Eddie, sometimes bad things happen to people who stand up for the truth.
What do you mean?
Miguel's work is dangerous. We just don't know what's going to happen.
Anna, do you ever feel like Miguel should stop with us and come home to us?
Well, Eddie, I suppose some things are just worth dying for.
Padre and his brothers will be here any minute.
It's so exciting to have Cristeros.
Padre Miguel and his brothers are not Cristeros.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Cristeros use guns and bombs to fight. Padre and his brothers fight in other ways.
That's enough. Make sure the food is ready. Martha, are the linens ready?
Yes, Senora.
Good evening, Padre. Please, come in.
Welcome, Padre. My house is your house.
I cannot thank you enough.
Say a mass. I was expecting 3 members of the Pro family.
They were coming. I stopped along the way to get some candles.
Oh, we have candles they could be used.
Well, they were not sure.
May I get you any food or something to drink, Padre?
No, thank you.
We will be putting you in the front room.
Padre, are you afraid?
I'm definitely trying to put my trust in God. Are you ladies frightened?
Why should we be?
I don't have to tell you what might happen.
I believe in freedom of religion and preserving the faith in Mexico. No person can really be neutral when our rights are threatened, can they?
We hear you are heading north.
My brothers, yes. My youngest brother and my sister were last making plans when I left.
And you?
I have to get back to work. The business of souls.
If you stay, they are bound to catch up with you.
I visited the jails. Not all that bad. No maid service, of course. They do allow outside catering.
That reminds me. Time for supper. Ladies, set the table for 3, please.
Father, you have company.
Poor Anna and Eduardo.
They have gone to see Papa.
I hope he stays in Monterrey until everything calms down a bit.
Candles.
Chalice.
And the wine? Here.
Sorry. No wine. Lots of water. Any chance of a miracle?
We'll need more tomorrow. Enough here for one mass. Best we get another bottle.
You'll need a miracle. The cantinas are closed tomorrow.
Isabella knows where to get wine. California wine. Only 10 centavos.
A bottle?
Uh-huh.
You can't get wine for 10 centavos.
Yes, I can. Just watch. I'll go first thing in the morning. Cheapest wine in all of Mexico.
Apple juice, maybe. Wine? I'll believe it when I see it.
Open up!
The wine! Hurry!
Open up!
Don't anyone move. You're under arrest.
What have we done?
You know very well what you've done. Where is the priest?
What priest?
The priest named Pro and his 2 brothers.
We have a Pro family, yes. Is there a law against basic hospitality, sir?
When you harbor an enemy of the state, you break the law, and you know that.
Enemy of the state? Who could that be?
Don't trifle with me. We know you had a worship service in this house.
A worship service?
The Mass, what you people call the Mass. Today at noon you had a Mass. Isn't that right, Senorita?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She doesn't know. How about that? She doesn't know.
No, I don't know.
I think you do. I think you know all about it, young lady. For the Mass, you need wine. But the cantinas are closed. Yet the Senorita purchased a bottle of wine this very day. But where? Where did she get that wine? Lost your tongue, eh? Let me help you out. Senor!
Churro, señorita, churro. You will talk. Tell us everything you know about the bombing of the ex-president's car.
I don't know anything.
Maybe this will help.
Alright. Lambo drove the car.
Lambo?
Lambo Ruiz?
Yes.
Who threw the bombs?
I don't know the names.
Come on, Segura. We need a confession here.
Who threw them?
We all did.
Who else was in the car?
It was just me, Juan, and Lambo.
Shots were also fired as he sped off. The Pro brothers fired those, didn't they?
No, I don't even know them.
You're lying. We have proof.
On October 15th, Josefina Montez de Orca hosted a meeting of the League attended by Luis Segura, Juan Tirado, Humberto Pro, and Jose Gonzalez.
Gonzalez bought the car for Humberto, but I don't know the pros. They talked about the car that night, and I never saw Pro Brothers again.
7,000 cartridges were found in your home. Plus, we know you're shipping ammunition to the countryside. Is that true?
Yes.
Tell us more about Miguel and Humberto Pro. Did they aid you in any way with the bombing or the smuggling of ammunition?
No, senor.
Enough! He's lying! This is a waste of time. How well do you know Segura?
I do not know Segura.
How about Ruiz?
I don't know Ruiz.
Who provided the car?
My brother sold that vehicle before the attempt on the ex-president.
That was convenient, no?
The sale was quite legitimate.
Really? A man sells a car but fails to change the registration?
Humberto can explain.
You listen to me, priest. Your brother owned that car. Your brother drove that car. He conspired with Ruiz and Trotto to kill Obregon.
He conspired with Ruiz. There's a simple answer. Ask Mr. Ruiz who drove the car.
He's dead. He was shot when the men returned fire.
And this man, Segura?
Playing dumb and stupid.
My brother had nothing to do with this business.
An innocent man, eh?
Yes.
An innocent man who runs and hides. Why? Why? Because he's guilty.
No.
No?
I once owned that car.
A Cristero car?
I am not a Cristero.
You did their dirty work.
What dirty work?
Propaganda and lies.
If you're referring to...
I am referring to your radio station. The underground radio station.
That has nothing to do with the Cristeros. That radio station was set up by the Catholic League.
You come directly to the point. What is your position with this league? To make bombs?
That is ridiculous.
Bombs were found in Alzate Street. Is that ridiculous?
I can account for everything I did on the night of the assault. I have a witness.
We'll say exactly what you want him to say.
That's a lie.
Don't lecture me on my business.
His name is Espinoza.
That woman, Valdez, who is she?
A patriot.
Where did you meet?
3 days ago.
When?
At her house.
Don't play games with me. Where did you meet this woman and when?
In my house. Friday night.
You met them before?
I had never met them until that night. I had only met Roberto once. I had never met the other two.
They walk in, off the street, eh?
They were invited.
You invited conspirators?
Conspirators?
Yes, conspirators. Who do you think the man is?
A very holy priest.
In the company of assassins.
Sir, if you knew this man, you would not say that.
General, this lady has done nothing.
Quiet!
Do what you want with me. Let her go.
Sir, this man has done nothing wrong.
I will decide who is right and who is wrong. If we want answers, we shall get them. We already have Tirado and Segura. They'll talk. Believe me, they'll talk before the night is over.
What are you doing here?
We've come to ask the help of the League. Something has happened to my brothers.
They raided Senor Valdez's home and took them and Senor Valdez.
Oh, it's all my fault. They followed us to the house.
What are you talking about?
Were they arrested? Who all did they take?
Everyone.
Miguel, Humberto, Roberto, and Senor Valdez.
They followed us to the house.
The police, you mean? The police followed you to the house?
I had wine for the mass. Cheap wine. Only 10 centavos. I didn't know the man, Senor Zora. They set a trap, and I just went along.
It's all right. If it's any consolation, Miguel knew this day would come.
Yes, it was just a matter of time.
There's not much the League can do, but perhaps we can help find a lawyer.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to take Miguel Eddie to visit them tomorrow. I'll tell them about the lawyer. Perhaps that'll bring them some hope.
Two confessions, Corrado and Segura.
The pros?
They were seen together, Umberto Pro and Segura.
Not enough.
All right, try this. Where did they find the bomb? The home of the Hernandez sisters. Who rented that home?
Umberto Pro.
Is that enough?
Circumstantial.
What?
I want more. I want an eyewitness. Better still, I want a confession.
Hand him over to me and you'll get your confession.
No. Release that woman, Valdez.
I'm not finished with interrogation.
I am. Let her go. Now.
Mr. President, it is my advice to follow the legal formalities.
What legal formalities?
The courts. The Pro brothers should have a trial.
What do you want? A circus? No, sir. The time has come to teach this rabble a lesson.
This is a major case.
I've given my order. Are you going to carry it out?
Yes. I was merely looking in the public opinion.
Don't. That's my business.
Yes, sir.
Ask yourself one question. Why? Why did they run?
They have an answer.
The Essex. Who owned the Essex?
Brother, Humberto.
Who sold it to a man named Gonzalez? Where is Gonzalez now? Disappeared from the earth.
Pro is still a registered owner. We lack the evidence.
Evidence? What more do you need? They're in it up to the necks. How many of them ran away? 3. Not 1, but 3.
Yes, sir. I notify General Lopez.
And the press.
The press?
Oh yes, General. We're gonna put on a show. A big show. The press, the public, the world. If we do this right, General. If we do this right, religion will vanish in Mexico. Never to be seen again.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
Who said that?
St. Paul.
Here, Pedro, pass this along. Miguel, look who's here.
After I paid my way in.
Pay your way in, pay your way out.
Welcome, sister. Eddie. Welcome to this humble but elegant hacienda.
3 dinners and a cake.
How did you get in?
Remember, I can't be bossy. Where's Umberto?
Upstairs, enjoying the view.
Just what the doctor ordered. Hey, Pedro, get ready. The best cuisine in Mexico City.
Who's Pedro?
Over there, a prisoner.
You're not going to give it away.
You don't mind, do you?
I certainly do. I spent 2 hours over a hot stove fixing that meal.
For which there will be a great reward.
Miguel, you're not funny.
I'll change, I promise you. I will change.
I found the lawyer.
Or your brothers.
And you. They will have to let you go.
The lawyer said that?
They have no evidence for the plot against Obregon.
I happen to be a priest.
Which is not a crime. The law requires an overt act, like Mass, the Rosary, or last rites.
That may be true, but
That's the law.
you think they follow the law.
If there's a trial, they have to.
There won't be a trial.
How do you know?
Do you think that after having pursued me up and down these streets for over a year, they will grant me a trial?
I don't know.
Well, I'm afraid I do. Let's face the future head on. There will be no trial. Here, I have something for you.
No, Miguel, we won't take that.
You want the guards to get it?
If I take it, it means you're giving up.
Hey, Eddie, give it to Papa.
Miguel, you said on the day that you were ordained, you'd ask for one thing.
The grace to save souls. You remember that, Eddie?
What about the souls out there? They need a priest.
God will send another.
You're going to come back, right, Miguel? Right?
Anna Maria. The guards.
Tell that young lawyer he has 2 clients in here. Take care of them. As for me, I'm prepared. I'm going to be with Mama and Grandpa and all the family. Not bad company, eh? You take care of Papa until we're all united one day in heaven.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you Miss Taylor, the journalist?
I suppose I passed for one.
My name is Maria Valdez. I'm a friend of the Pro family.
Take a seat, dearie. Tell me all your troubles.
Thank you.
So, mentioned the Pro family.
Are you familiar with the case?
The attack on General
Obregon.
Yes, headlines every day.
Falsely accused, Miss Taylor. The Pro family had nothing to do with the attack on the general. I'm here to ask you, well...
To write about the case.
To appeal directly to the president.
Excuse me, Miss Valdez, but I'm not a lawyer.
You are a friend of Calles.
A friend? The man regards me as a jackal. An English jackal. Nevertheless, a jackal.
You have access to his office.
When he needs me, yes.
Miss Taylor, they're going to execute a priest. His only crime, he loves his people. He brings communion, hears confession, feeds the poor, comforts the sick, and anoints the dying. Is that wrong, ma'am? Is that wrong? To do good for the people? They're going to kill him for that. They're going to kill him for that.
It won't work.
Why?
Don't you know the man? Killed over 25 priests. Had them executed. Admitted that not to me, but to a fellow reporter while he was governor of Sonora.
Oh, this is diabolical.
Have you tried the American embassy?
No.
Worth a try. Mexico needs the Yankee dollar.
Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry. I wish I could be of more help.
Miss Taylor, I have a question. Knowing what you know, why are you silent? Why is the press silent?
Because we all want this experiment to succeed. Well, maybe not all. I did. The great experiment. Utopia without religion. Mexico today. The world tomorrow.
Experiment? Is that what you call it?
All right, I leave the church alone. Although some of us believe the church has too much power.
Power? We are just people. Ordinary people.
You asked me a question, that's my answer. Utopia. We thought we could find it. Might have worked. Might have. If it weren't for the man running the show. So the question remains, can you build a great new modern society without religion?
Man prays. Who am I praying for?
My brothers.
What about the president?
I pray for him every day. I pray for my own mother.
Wouldn't do you any good. He doesn't like you people.
I get that impression every morning when I wake up.
You could have been a politician.
Or maybe police chief?
Listen up. The press is here.
Reporters?
Uh-huh.
What? Why now?
They want to see you before,
For what, General?
Before I'm gonna send them in one by one.
Sir, for myself, I want nothing. If God calls me, I am ready. My brothers are entitled to a trial. I need to know...
Want my advice? Pray. That's all I'm gonna say.
You could say more.
To who?
The press.
Me? Talk to the press? What purpose? To set you free?
No. To set yourself free.
Yes, and I... What would I tell them?
The truth.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
In good faith, General. In good faith. Rather die this very minute and save your immortal soul. And walk out that door and see you lose it.
I believe you would, Padre. I believe you would. Miss Taylor, the prisoner, Miguel Pro.
Thank you, General.
You've got 5 minutes.
Sorry we meet under these circumstances. How have you been treated in this jail?
Well, other than the food, I've been treated quite nicely.
Are you a member of the Cristero organization?
No.
Why were you arrested?
That's police matters. Next question.
Have you anything to say about the plot to kill Obregon?
My brothers and I had absolutely nothing to do with that affair. I swear to that before God.
Then why are you here? General, why is he here?
That's enough. This meeting is over.
Sir, I've just arrived.
Out! Out! Everyone out! Pay no attention! This man is guilty. Humberto Pro drove the car. Suger and Ruiz threw the bombs. They have confessed. They have confessed to their complicity in the plot. Everything was proved. They're all guilty. Every one of them. Guilty.
What about this lady?
Reba.
Yes.
She's gone to the Canadian Embassy.
Then she's meeting someone at the Hall of Justice.
I have 3 more countries who yet may help us.
Peru, Argentina, and Ecuador.
What about the American ambassador?
They do not get involved with church-state matters.
Church state? What about life and death?
Kais has one friend he might not refuse.
Indeed. He respects the Argentine ambassador, and if I can get him to plead with Calles on Miguel's behalf...
That must be Mrs. Valdez now.
Eddie, please show her in.
Yes.
Padres, this is the lady I've spoken to you about, Miss Maria Valdez.
Good evening.
How do you do? Thank you so much for all you have done for us.
What I have done is what any good Mexican should do.
We're very grateful.
I have very good news. We got an amparo.
Amparo?
It's a restraining order.
How did you manage that?
I still have a few friends at the Court of Justice. A few, and getting fewer. One of those friends is the wife of Judge Lopez. I had word with the lady who had words with the judge, who promised to issue an amparo first thing tomorrow.
Bravo! Bravo!
Wait a minute. Suppose they don't honor this amparo.
They wouldn't dare.
They cannot ignore a court order.
Even Calles won't go that far. No, this is the best thing that could have happened.
This is great. Come on, Eddie, let's go visit the boys and tell them the good news.
Then they are coming home. Should we call Papa?
When we get back.
Looks like we get our priest back. How does that make you feel, Padre?
It cannot come at a better time. The priest I have now wants to leave the country.
And go where?
El Paso.
Perhaps what you need is someone who plays pranks and practical jokes.
Yes, like a troubadour.
A singing troubadour.
Roberto, wake up!
When did they move you here?
Midnight.
I guess they want to keep us all together.
Yes, but why?
I don't know what this means. I had a premonition last night.
A dream?
A feeling. A feeling that something is going to happen today. If it is true, remember we are offering our lives to God for the church of Mexico.
Why don't we say the rosary?
If you're afraid, remember the words of St. Paul. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard.
Eye has not seen, ear has not heard.
What God has prepared for those who love Him.
What God has prepared for those who love Him.
What is this? What's going on?
It's okay, Roberto. Remember the words of St. Paul.
Don't worry. No blindfold. When his time comes, they bring a blindfold. A black blindfold.
Maybe he had a blindfold.
No, you'll see it. You'll see it. Believe me, you'll see it.
I know a man who wants to confess.
Is he Catholic?
He was.
And now?
He grew up. Put away God. Put away religion. Know why? Got caught up in the revolution. A new Mexico. A modern Mexico. In this new and modern Mexico, something happened. Men died. Innocent men died. He watched them die and said nothing. Temporary measures, yes, temporary. Don't worry, the end is good. So what if we execute a few hundred priests? All for that grand and glorious New Mexico that will arise from the ashes. But where is it? Anyone seen it? That grand and glorious New Mexico? You know what's hard, Padre? To feel something is wrong. You feel it in here. And then you go and do it. You carry it out. Why? Because the law says so. And you are a public servant. If it bothers your conscience, too bad. Good men have written that law, and you must put God aside. I tell you, Padre, beware good men who put God aside. They will kill 1,000 campesinos and call it progress. Yes, progress. Progress. We must have progress. So, you go along. Ready, aim, fire. You turn the body over and see an image no Mexican should ever see. The Virgin of Guadalupe, soaked in a pool of blood. The Mexican who fires on that image fires on his own soul. Tell me, Padre, what will God say to a man who watches that and says nothing?
God will say,
yes, what?
There will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 who are just and need no repentance.
What do you say, Padre? Will you pardon that man?
I say what any priest must say.
Listen, you don't know what I have done.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. I'm the one who brought you here. I brought your brothers here. Know something? I can't stop it. I can't stop it. I cannot stop what they are going to do. Do you understand what I am saying?
Yes. Now you listen to me. You asked for a pardon. I grant it. I grant it willingly and gladly. You say you have brought both me and my brothers here. That may be true.
It is true.
All right. And I have but one question. Who do you think brought you here?
Wake up.
What? What is it?
We need to decide what we're going to tell the judges. So, if we do have a trial, we all say the same thing.
No. We will not arrange for that. For in Scripture, God said that when we meet our judges, we were not to hesitate to answer, for the Holy Spirit would aid us. From this moment on, let us offer our lives to God for the Church of Mexico. Let us all four do it in a way that God may accept our sacrifice. This morning, all four of us are going to be shot. Don't worry. Rather, let us thank God that we've been chosen, and let us pardon our enemies.
Eye has not seen, and ear has not heard what God has prepared for those who love Him.
Viva Cristo Rey!
Miguel Pro was executed November 23, 1927. Umberto Pro, Luis Segura, and Juan Tirado were also executed. Roberto Pro escaped the firing squad due to the last-minute intervention of the Argentine ambassador. The amparo, or court order, arrived too late. News of the execution of Father Pro spread around the world. It focused international attention on the plight of the Mexican people and the persecution of their religion. The death of Father Pro was a major event in the eventual reopening of Catholic churches in Mexico. He was 36 years of age. As for me, got to go. Another job, another country. On my way, I think I'll make a stop. A village in Sonora with an old run-down church. Yes, yes, funny place for an atheist. You never know who you meet in a place like that. You never know, do you?
love?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is.
Mrs. Wirtz has directed 12 plays for us, and she always works so hard getting them organized for us and sacrifices a lot of her time to do this for us. And we just really appreciate it. And
Truly a veteran.
Thank you. Thank you.